Good evening, everyone. So we will start our classes now.
Good evening, sir.
Let me share the screen. Okay, so last class we have learned about how to manage inventory management system. How to maybe you maintain your grocery store or maybe your spare parts or PPEs inventory. So whatever related to your work, you can always think about it, right? So we learned about how to maintain this kind of simple sheet where you can have the unit price, what is the quantity you have, how much you sold, what is the inventory value, then how you calculate the inventory stock. So you basically minus off the inventory from what you have initially minus what you have sold. And then what is the inventory value is the product of unit cost and the quantity you have. Sales value is what is the cost of each product and multiplied by the quantity sold. Then we used the remaining stock to calculate. So we minused off from the quantity in hand from the quantity sold to get the remaining stock. Then we saw how to set a reorder level. So it depends on the different materials or equipments or different products in a grocery shop. So it depends on what you want to set. So for our example, we set more different reorder level. Then we calculated using the if function. So how to compare the stock compare with the reorder level. If this function is true, I want the answer to be yes, need to reorder. If it is false, say no. So we also tried to change this to use the example to say proceed to reorder, no need to order something. So some of you have also done the exercise and you have shared, most of you. So very good. So I hope there is no doubt. Anyone has any doubt in this last week? Any problems you faced? You wanted to ask anything?
No doubt,
No
sir.
doubt,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so we will move on to today's class then. Today we will focus on some other formulas. Okay, so we start with the simple things first. So we can learn today how to calculate the age. In the previous exercises, when we put the age as an input. We directly calculate the age and we put. So now we can learn today how to calculate the age automatically from using Excel. So we will learn this. Then we will also learn about how to calculate any overdue dates or whatever which will be useful for your work. Then how to do some conditional formatting. So these are the topics that we will learn today. Seems to be a lot of information, but don't worry, I will share all these material and we will go in detail one by one. Okay, so first is how to see today's date, right? So whenever we use Excel, we always use a lot of dates. So there are a lot of dates that you use and how to make today's date. So it is very simple. So you just go to any cell you want, you click on the cell, you click equal to today, type today, open bracket, close bracket. So as you all remember, any formula in Excel starts with equal to followed by the abbreviation of the formula, then it will have a bracket. So you open close today, close today. So, okay, then you enter. You can see today's date is here. So some people may think, why should I use a formula? I know the date today, I can just type today's date here. So what is the difference? If I type today's date here, when I open this file tomorrow, it will show still 16. But tomorrow date it will be 17. But when you use this formula, it will be automatically updated to 17. So this is very useful for you when you do some tracking. So many of you here are from safety supervisors, some of you like mechanical. So if you want to track some information regarding your work, this formula will be useful. So you want to track up to date what is the current situation. You want to know the exact situation, how to do. Then this formula is important, right? So even if you open this after 1 year, the actual date will reflect here. Whereas if you use today's date manually type, this information is just a data. It will not change. It will just remain as 16102021 whenever you open the file. But if you use the today formula, it will reflect the date when the file is open, and it automatically changes all the formula. So this one is clear? Any doubt on this?
Clear, sir.
Okay. So if this is clear, we learned about how to put today's date. Next, we can see how to calculate the age. Okay. So now I want age to be calculated. So maybe I just put a random date, 15 4 1980. Okay, I just put a random date. So now I want to calculate the age of this person. So how do I do that? First I select, anyway, first you ensure when you type the date, ensure that it is in the date format, which is correct. So you keep the cell here, you ensure this is in date format. Once you have cleared this, then you can enter the date of birth here, what you want to calculate. Then you can do is just type where you want the age to be reflected. You put equal to, as usual, type date difference. So date DIF, date for date, and difference short form DIF. Open bracket. You want the age of this person. So select the cell where which date you want to calculate the age, comma. Then you want to compare it with today, right? Because you want to calculate the age as of today. So you put here the today formula, what we learned just now, and put a comma again. Then you want it by year. You just want the year. So type Y, bracket, because the formula is finished. Press enter. So is it correct? Born on 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020, 2021. So 41 years. So the answer is correct. So let me repeat again. You see the formula bar here. The formula is date difference, which is in short, the actual formula is DATE DIF, open bracket. I think someone is mic is on. Don't mind, I just mute you. So if you have doubts, just unmute and ask so that the video is more clearer. Okay. Okay. So you see the formula is date difference, DATE DIF, open bracket. Select the cell where the date of birth is entered. So open bracket, you put the cell which is E19, comma, today, open bracket, close bracket, to give compare with today's date, followed by another comma, and then you want the answer in years. So that's why you put it in open quote, year, Y for year, close, and then close the bracket. Then you will get this. So this is how you can calculate the age of a person. Okay, so how this will be useful in your work? So I believe we remember this sheet, right? In lesson 3, we use this to create the database, and we manually type the age of all the people. So now we are learning one step in advance. How do we calculate the age of the people? So we can try to put some age, date of birth here, and we can calculate the age automatically. So we just put some random number. So like what we put here whatever we want. So you see, I selected the column, but I did not change the format. So first step, select everything, go and change it to date. Okay, so automatically you can see it changes to date. So this is the first step you have to verify. Okay, so you can put any dates you want. So you can choose whatever you want, right? So we can put whatever the dates you want. Maybe we can just limit it to 10 data. Later you can do for the rest. So we just put for a few. So you can choose up to you what you want. Okay, let's finish this just quickly. Okay. Another two more, we can just finish off. And finally, okay, so we have put all the date of birth. So the alignment is out, you can just change the alignment. So can anyone tell me how to do the age? Anyone can help me to recollect how we did it? Okay, maybe I will explain again. So go to here, equal to, so you type, sorry, date diff date difference open bracket. So I select the date of birth that I want to compare, comma, I want to calculate the age. I want to keep this live, right? So I have to compare to today's date. So I put it to today, open, close, comma, and I want it in years. So I put open quote, Y, very good. And then I
Then
close it.
I can then close bracket and
Okay, so I got it. So when I get the results, I want it for the other thing.
just
Go
drag
to
it.
the bottom top and I select from here. I
Drag it.
why this is not working? Okay, I'm not sure. Later I'll check on this. But this is how you do. Okay, so you just have to track. So later I will try to find out what is the change. I think there is some background error. Okay, so this is how you calculate the age. Any doubts for this so far?
No, sir.
So I think there is some error in this formula. Later I will try to figure out. But this is the formula. Okay, so we move on to the next thing. So we want to calculate the number of days due. Okay, for example, you have certain tasks to do. Maybe you want to pay a credit card, you want to pay some, you take some loan, you want to pay it, something you want to calculate. So if you want Excel sheet to help you to calculate, you can also do so. So how we do that? So I wanted it to compare with the date. So maybe I want to finish pay my loan on 31st December 2021. Okay, this is just an example. So I want to pay this money back on this date. So I want to see how many days is balance. So what should I do now? First, you have the today's date in one of the column. So you put today here. So now I want the due date to be here. So how do I do? Please, you select this minus, put this dollar, it is in G22. So you just pay attention, put G $22. So I repeat again, $G, $22. If you normally select, it will be just G22, but when you pull, sometimes the formula will not work properly. So that's why you have to use the $G, $22. Reference. You have 76 days to repay your loan. Understood the concept? I repeat again. You first enter which date you want to use the due date, which due date you want to calculate. So that date you have it in one cell. You have the today's date in another cell. Then you have to minus the value from this cell, minus, and then you use the dollar sign, $G, dollar, because it's in G20. Then you can find what is the balance. Okay, so I can show you this. Okay. Okay, so now we can look another example. So I just rename. Hope you can recollect. We learned about how to do the rename. Do the due date. So I take an example of maybe I want to track all the uh, due days. Okay, so for example, I can have okay. Okay, we just take a simple example. So now we have all the lifting gears for you have the stock. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so I have all these things. Now I have the inspection due date. So maybe this chain block, for example, is due this year, December. This is due in February. This is due in March. Or I can change this to January 3rd. Okay. Maybe this is due in 14 October 2021. Okay, so you have all the inspection due dates. So you want to see how many dates are there for inspection. So how do we do that? You can have today's date here. So first you have today's date somewhere here. Then you can do is equal to select the date minus dollar B because it's in B column and first cell, so $B $1. So it is 76 days. So now I want this for all. Okay, so can you see carefully here? This is a negative because it is already overdue. So that's why it's negative. So you see, it is on 14th October, but it is already missed out. So then you realize, okay, actually it's not missed out. We have already done, but your file is not updated. So maybe you want to come and change this to 2022. You can see it automatically changes to 363 more days. So this is how you can do it. Okay. And if you want to do some conditional formatting, okay, we go back to the previous one. We can say anything that is already due. We can say anything less than 0. Sorry. You select all these cells, go here. So I selected highlight cell rules less than, anything less than 0 I want to show with red and white. So I put 0. So now I want to have a warning. Maybe anything less than 100 days I want to see with another color so that I can plan my job. So you select this conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, anything less than 100, highlight with, maybe I want it to be yellow. Okay, because now here it changed, because anything less than thing, I changed the formula, so it has changed. So you can, if you want to separate out and see, I want the negative to be 0, but anything above this I want a different color, you can do using the highlight between formula. You go to here. So here what you have given, already less than 0 you have given. So anything from 1 to 100, you want it to be highlighted in yellow. So when you change this, automatically you have two formulas now. One is anything less than 0, which is means already overdue, you show a red color. Anything is upcoming inspections, you can use this formula to show to as yellow. So you can define whatever the numbers you want to. So this is one way of doing the overdue tracking. We can also do another method for tracking, uh, which we will again learn now. Okay, so now I have a set of data that I want to monitor. Okay, so I have certain days. Okay, I just use the same days. Okay, so I have 3 dates here. Okay, anybody just join? Okay, so before I move on the due dates, any doubt for anybody? I forgot to ask you. Any doubts on the due date for anybody?
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Okay. Okay, if there is no doubts, we move on to the other one. So, okay, so now I have the 3 dates. Now I want to highlight all the cell that is less than 4 days from today's date. That means any cell that is 4 days from today's date, I want to highlight. Okay, so I want to use the conditional formatting. How do I do that? I go to conditional formatting, highlight rules less than. So you see there is a date here. So we have to ignore that. Equal to today plus 4. So I wanted to read. You see, so 19 is 3 days from now, is less than 4 days. So it is highlighted in red. So this is what I wanted. Now I want anything from 5 days to 30 days to be highlighted in yellow. So how do I do that? It's the same concept earlier we did. We went here, go to highlight cell rules, between. So here I go. What should be the range? The range is uh, equal to today. From today onwards, I want to see what is 5 days and 30 days. Whatever is between that. I want it to highlight to yellow. Okay. And then give OK. You can see automatically it changes to yellow because 5th of November is only about 20 days from now, roughly around 20 days. So it is between 5 days from today and 30 days from today. The next is I want to again give a format. Anything more than that I want to show as green. So I go here, I can use greater than. You can use the formula today, open bracket, close bracket, to compare it today plus 31 or anything greater than 31. Okay, I want it to be green. So why I'm doing that? So it will compare the date and see whether it is greater than 31 days from today. So it will check automatically up to about 15th or 16th of November. It will check the date. If it is greater than that, it should be green. So this is the format I have given, formula. So once I click this, you can see it has changed. So now we can see how to use this in the same table here. Okay, so we have compared here, correct? So similarly, maybe we can copy the same table here. I remove all the formulas here. Okay, so I removed it. So now I want to give the same kind of checks here. Say I want to compare anything that is, we can do a simple exercise. So anything that is coming in the next 30 days, anything or that is anything that is negative, because that is what we have done here, right? So anything that is overdue should be highlighted as red. So we can use the formula to go and highlight anything less than. In this case, we have to just use today with red. You understood the concept? I just stop here because this is important. Do you understand the concept why I put equal to today? Everybody? Monir, Russell, Shamin.
Yes, understand, sir.
Okay, this is important. Because in the example, I just gave you an example of I want it for 4 days, I want it for 7 days, I want it for 30 days. So this is the, while I teach, I do like that. In this example, previously, what is the concerns we wanted? We want, what is the conditions we say? Red, okay. Anything less than today, we say is red. Okay, so this is what we use here. Anything greater than 0 to 100, right? We use yellow. We try to use yellow. So we can also have one more condition here. We can say highlight cell rules greater than 100 with green. So that means you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so anything greater than 100 green. So this is the condition we set when we calculated the due dates and we highlighted the cell here. Same thing you want to see directly on the date, we use a different conditional formatting now. So that is the same formula we want to apply here. We can compare the results and see. So first thing, I used the conditional formatting to say any highlight cell rules that is less than the today's date should be highlighted as red. So this formula I've already done. So now I want to put the next formula, highlight, condition formatting, highlight cell rules, which is between today and up to 100 days. So what should I do? Anyone can tell me? Anybody want to give a try? You remember here? Sorry, can you repeat again? Who is there just now?
Okay, sir, I follow up, sir.
Anybody want to
Sir,
tell
Shiva
me
from
how to do the formula? What formula we want to do now? Farah, Sajib, Russell, anybody want to tell me how to put here? What should I put? It's okay if you are telling wrongly, don't worry.
100.
Directly 100?
Yes, sir. Between 100, sir.
Just 100, like this.
Less than 100, sir.
Less than 100. Okay. So you understand here. Previously we are here. Okay. I repeat again. Last time we used the number of dates to use the, you use the conditional formatting, you use the numbers 0 or 100, whatever we put here. Now we are using this column, we are not using this column. So this is the first thing you have to take care. So we are not using the due date, we are using the date itself. Maybe you imagine we don't have this column now. Okay, I hide this. So imagine you don't have this column. Now I want to see in this condition. So we have to use the date in the conditional formatting. So go to conditional formatting, highlight cells that is between. So we have to compare 0 to 100 days. So how to do that? So today is, you have to use compare between equal to today. So today is 0, right? So today is 0 in terms of date. And I want to compare 100 days from now. So I have to use equal to today plus 100, not directly 100. I want this to be hello, because I want to follow up with this. I want to call the vendor, get quotation. So I want to get this to follow up. Okay, so I have to select all the things before I do.
is equal to today, bracket close, then plus 100.
Okay, so you saw. So that means in the next 100 days, I have two inspections that I need to do. So I need to follow up. Okay, so now I want other things are safer. I don't need to do anything. So how do I do that? I just go highlight cell rules that is greater than. Anything greater than 100, I want to be green. So what should I do? Put here anything greater than today plus 100 fill with green. Okay, so we got it. Now I want to compare this with the previous method we did. So I unhide. You see here previously this is yellow, yellow, green, green, yellow, yellow. This is overdue, red. These two are green. So it's the same way. How you want to have your data, you can try to practice. So there are different methods. So that's why I wanted to give you an idea. You want to use the dates, you have to use the dates in the conditional formatting. If you want the conditional formatting to help you directly in the date, then you have to use all the dates itself. Today's using today's date with the number of days, you have to do the formula here. Okay, but if you want to use the due date, how we calculated early, we use this formula. If you want to use the due date to help you to tell, you can use the numbers, because this is a number, this is not a date. So you can use directly the number. You want to compare between 100 days, this one, anything is less than today is overdue, you want to be read, you can use this. So this is the difference between the two methods. Do you understand now what is the two difference? Is actually the same. The end result is the same. To highlight those items that is overdue or coming to inspection, or is safe to use, you have long time to plan, nothing to do now. You got it? Any doubts on this?
Okay, sir.
No doubts, huh? Okay. So do you want, anybody wants to repeat any of the step? If it is clear, okay, so we should, I will send you a homework. Okay, so basically I will create some table like this, and I will give you inspection due date, and I will set the criteria. Okay, so homework will be in this method. So I will give the description, I will give the date, I will give the criteria also. So I want you to calculate both using the due date, highlight here using the formula, and I also want you to highlight using the inspection due date, and also can you think about, can you do the conditional formatting using this? You remember last time we have the message here using the if function. So I want you to have a message here. So I will add one more column here to say remarks. So whatever is less than 0 to 100, I want to have a get quotation or need to follow up, no follow up. So something like that. Can you do it? similarly using this formula what we learned in lesson 4. You can try first. If you see whether you can do it, if you don't know, we can practice again. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so if we don't have any doubts, I think we are done for today. Okay, so we'll just pause the share. Just give me a second.